developing like friendships and relationships with people that maybe don't even understand, aren't special needs parents. How do you go about bridging those gaps with other people to let them know that, I need a friend. Right. I need you to be my friend. And I need you to understand that this is what's going to be involved in being my friend.
Yeah. That's such a great question. So, and I think this is really key. I think for all special needs parents, but for dads again, I've noticed this is a really big issue. I remember there was an article in the Boston Globe a couple of years ago talking about how men in their 30s start drifting towards isolation without even really realizing it. And suddenly they look around, they don't have any close friends. So that's very common. And I think with our peculiar struggles as special needs parents, it gets more difficult. And one of the reasons it gets difficult, I think, is because we know that our situation is unique. And it is. And so what we're really wanting is someone who just understands, man, somebody who gets it. Like we use that phrase all the time online. I want someone who gets it. And we do. And that's a beautiful thing when you have those friendships come along. But I also think that's really short-sighted. I think it's
so true.
We can't wait until we have the perfect situation in order to form community. And I'm not sure that it is the perfect situation, because there's value and beauty in diversity of experiences. I'll give an example. I have dear friends named Josh and Carly, and they don't have special needs kids, but they're foster parents. And in fact, they've gone on to adopt one of their foster kids, and they have, a lot of struggles, but man, it is amazing to watch what they do. And I can't relate with all of what they have. Josh can't come to me and say, that thing of, you're loving this kid, but you're going to have to give him back. If he said that to me, I'd be like, no, I don't. But he's able to share those things from his perspective. Like, he has real unique challenges, and I love to be able to learn from that, because he's an unbelievable dad, and so for us to be able to share very different things, there's huge value in that. So I think sometimes as special needs parents, we are way too choosy. And I love that support groups are like wonderful, and I think we should pursue them. And I think we should pursue relationships with others who are going through similar things. But we can't let it stay there. We need to have a diversity of relationships, and to not think that our struggles are so peculiar that we can't relate to anyone else, because that's just not true.
Exactly. Oh, that's beautiful. I love that, because otherwise we'll never find those perfect people that have the exact same situation. Well, it's not perfect, far from it, but they can get it.
Or even like, sometimes I think, it's actually really silly, because, I could have friends that have a special needs daughter, and maybe that wouldn't be quite good enough, because, oh no, I have a son, they have a daughter, we can't really relate. Or maybe theirs is younger, we can't really like, how exact do our paths have, exactly parallel do our paths have to be? So I think a huge part of this for me is just finding people who will listen, finding others who will listen and understand, and just will be able to tell, man, I'm having a really hard time. And especially if we're believers, and opening that up with our church family and people, the body of Christ, that I need prayer in this area, because I am really not doing well. Or I need support in one way or another. And we get that by being vulnerable, and sometimes that's uncomfortable. But you're right. Will you be my friend? Like, sometimes it's as simple as that. It feels awkward. Like, hey, I've got a lot of, my life is weird, but I really like you. I would like to be your friend. That's super awkward, but it's good enough.